Rashida was brought into my life, typically people who are coaches or consultants will say, I don't do pro bono work. But when the person that she's talking about, Rashad, who's a pretty good friend of mine, reached out and asked if I would be a part of this mentoring program that he had, I love to give back, and I try to make it a part of whatever I do. So the first thing I want to tell you is there are a lot of you guys who have businesses here, and you may not be doing things where you're giving back to the community. But I'm going to tell you the reason that Rashida is so blessed to the degree that she is, I know because she gives way too much. And she just gives to everybody. And so when you are a giver, the Bible says that whatever you give shall be given back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give into your bosom. So God is going to use people that are around you to be able to bless you. If you're not giving, though, you can't get it back. Right? If you're not giving your time, if you're not giving your love, if you're not giving your gifts and your talents, it can't come back to you. So you got to release the things that you have out into the world so that the things that you have need of can come back to you. Wow. That's the first thing. The second thing, I'm talking fast and he The second thing I want you guys to know, is that the power of connections is real. Right? Rashida talked about how I held her accountable and how I helped her to get this event done and all that kind of stuff. And that's true. But the things that Rashida gave back to me were even more powerful, right? Because sometimes we have talent that we don't believe in. Sometimes we don't feel like we're making an impact in people's lives. I'm out here, I'm coaching and I'm consulting, and I'm like, I don't know if these people are getting it. Why aren't y'all doing anything? why aren't people making it happen? And then when you have a client like Rashida who is doing stuff, who is taking action, and it helps you to remember that it's not about you, but it's about all of the people that you help, right? It's about all of the people that I helped through helping her. Because if I wasn't willing to give what I had to help her, then she wouldn't be able to give what she had to help however many people that she's going to help. And so there's this multiplication that happens, right? Because God is a God of multiplication. And I was back in the over by the food, because y'all know I like to eat, talking to Saraya. And Saraya was talking about the 5 loaves, and is it 5 loaves and 2 fish? Is that it? Two fish and 5 loaves. And she was talking about how she prayed that prayer. And it just reminded me of, when you read that scripture, it didn't say that God added to the 5 loaves and 2 fish, right? But that he multiplied it, so that it was able to feed 5,000 men plus the women and children. So much so that they had a lot left over. And that's what this event is about today. Not to let you get filled so that you can eat and you can go home and you can do whatever you need to do, but so that you have so much left over that you can help others, right? So that God can multiply what you already have, so that there can be so much left over that when somebody else around you needs to be encouraged, you got 12 baskets left over. When somebody else around you needs prayer, you got 12 baskets left over. When somebody else doesn't feel like they're able to do whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing, you got 12 baskets left over of motivation. Like, girl, you better get up, because it's Monday and I don't got time for this. I'm out here making this money. So either you coming or you coming. Which one? You coming or you coming? Which one? And that's how it is. When you allow God, but here's the thing, when you allow God to put those right people in your life. Because a lot of us are saying to ourselves, I don't like her, or I don't like people, right? I'm not a people person. Or I'm shy, right? And we're saying these things and we're cursing ourselves with our words, because we're not allowing God to put the people in our lives that we need to be able to do whatever it is that we need to do. This event was Rashida's idea, but there were people who needed to make designs, there were people who needed to bring tables, there were people who needed to bring food, and then you guys needed to show up, because it's not an event if we do all this and then nobody shows up, right? So everybody had to do their part. If you were trying to accomplish, and I know I was so guilty of this, if you were trying to accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to do by yourself, you need to understand that that is not the way that God works. God is about using everybody, right? Using everybody's story, everybody's purpose, everybody's passion, everybody's ideas to make something better. We were like, we're gonna have some waffles and some chicken and some juice. That's what we gonna do. And the Ray got us on the phone and was like, this is the menu. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Well, all right, that's the menu. I was like, well, all right. Well, what do you think, Kiara? you wanted to accomplish, right? And so we all needed to be able to do our piece and do our part to be able to make it happen. There are some things that you are trying to accomplish right now, and the reason that you are not able to accomplish them is because you will not allow the people who have been placed in your life to support you to be able to get those things done. You're not allowing them to help you. And until you slit the throat of your pride, I heard somebody preach that a couple days ago, in 2 weeks it's going to be mine. Until you slit the throat of your pride and stop feeling like you got to accomplish everything by yourself. You got to be perfect. I was the perfect girl, right? I was the girl who you would never know I had a problem. You would never know I couldn't do something. You would never know that I needed help because I would never let people in that space. But because of that, I was stagnant and I was stuck, even in being talented, even in being gifted, even in knowing the right people, quote unquote, right? But because I wouldn't allow people into my life to help me the way that God had ordained for them to help me, then I was not able to accomplish the things that I was able to accomplish. Because of one conversation with Rashida, I have now opened up for doors for me in Dubai, in London, to come and speak. Had a conversation with them yesterday. She called me yesterday. I know I'm about to cry. She called me yesterday and said, there's this opportunity for you in Israel. And I want you to plan. I want you to add that to your list and plan to be able to be there in 2017. So I said all that to say that, Kiara was like, well, maybe I'll get to go to London one day, maybe, right? And like, maybe I'll get to see Dubai one day, maybe. And because of just one conversation with Rashida, God has opened those doors. Now, I didn't tell you this, that she called me back. Now, I have been paying this woman for coaching and for consulting. Yeah, I got something for you. And me and Rashida have been working together. I was actually still working full-time when we met 3 months ago, right? Left my job, full-time entrepreneurship right now. God was able to allow me to do that. So that's but it's paying for, because if your business coach doesn't have a business coach, that's another tidbit that I want to leave you with. If your business coach doesn't have a business coach, then you need to get you a new coach, right? Because they need somebody who can see the things that they can't see in their business, and they need somebody who they are being held accountable to. The same way your pastor needs a pastor, the same way, your job, your boss needs a supervisor. Everybody needs somebody that's going to hold them accountable. And so I have been paying for coaching and consulting. And yesterday, at the end of our coaching call, she said to me, I'm going to cancel all your payments.
What?
Now, me and Rashida, she wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to do it because I said I'm planning to leave my job. My son goes to private school, so I paid for his tuition. And I said I'm going to wait until the end of the year to be able to do it. And me and Rashida, over the course of a couple of conversations, we decided that it was time for me to do it now, right? Rashida was like, whatever, if I got to pay George's tuition, you won't take this coaching, right? And I was like, it's cool, so we did it, and we started the coaching, and then yesterday, and it was a stretch for me, guys, I'm not going to front, like, when you're paying your bills, and then you left your job, so now if you don't make money, it's on you, right? Like, you got to get up and make money. And so yesterday she said, just pay me when you can. I'm going to just cancel your payments right now. Just pay me when you can. Because it had been an automatic recurring payment. Now, to some that may not seem like a lot, but to me, it says that not only does she believe in what I'm called to do, but she will bet on it so much so that she said, I'm not even going to take the money out your account. You send me the money when you get it. Right? That she will bet on my destiny. Right? That she will bet on my future because she believes in it. And so that says a lot, because some of us don't believe in ourselves simply because we don't have anybody else around us that are willing to bet on our future. That are willing to say, girl, don't worry about that. I'll pay for that. That ain't nothing. Because we allow finances sometimes. And this is where that scripture says you can't serve God and mammon. This is what that scripture means. You can't serve God and money. Right? So when God tells you to do something, do you do what God says do? Or do you do what your money says do? Right? Do you say my bank account says I don't have it, so I can't do it? Or do you say, God told me to do it, and so I London, to go to Dubai, to go to.
She's downplaying it. She don't have opportunity. She's going. I'm playing. She's going.
And so it's amazing. So I just want to encourage ladies to say thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Thank you so much for taking the time to believe in whatever God showed you about this event, right? Because you believed in whatever you saw on Rashida, whether it was, hey, I'm going to just come and give me some lunch. I don't know. You might just be here for the food. But God has a purpose and a plan for you. And I'm so excited because this woman packed the room. Yeah. Like, woo, look, like she packed the room. To not just your power, but everybody else's power in here, right? That you never know what God can do in you and through you, and to bless the lives of others. All right, so have an amazing day, ladies. I hope you all. Oh, where are my things at? Can we get them away? So we have these little posters. They were supposed to be bigger, but I'm gonna still give them away, because we had a little mix up with the printer. But I think that they will encourage you. How many of you guys love Beyonce? So I did this training a little while ago called the 12 Business Laws According to Lemonade. I want to tell y'all that I do not own any rights to lemonade. I don't want y'all all out here saying that Kiara wrote lemonade. But I did do this training called the 12 Business Laws, if we can find it, according to lemonade. And I think it's 3 of them, Rashida?
Yes, 3.
Okay. That's it?
Yes.
Can you bring me my soccer field? I can show them. What I will do is, because they were supposed to be bigger, whoever wins today, I'm going to take your information so that we can mail you out a bigger poster so that you can get the actual size. But you can take it home, you can frame it, you can put it in your office, right? I think it's cute. So I'm going to read you guys the laws. Number 1, what's the number 1 song? Pray You Catch Me. Pray You Catch Me listening. Listen to your customers. Number 2, hold up. They don't love me like I love. Love your customers and always keep it top tier, 5-star. Number 3, don't hurt yourself, don't be average. Number 4, don't be sorry. I ain't sorry for charging my worth and for being successful. Number 5 was 6 and chill. Stack your money everywhere you go. Number 6, daddy issues. It's time to pull the trigger on your success. Number 7, put a love drought. Put an end to your own financial drought. Seeing castles. Things may not go according to plan, but don't give up. Number 9 was forward. Keep pressing forward. Number 10, freedom, financial freedom especially, is yours for the taking. Number 11, all night long, get intimate with your business, ladies. Get intimate with your finances. Get intimate with your destiny, even if it takes all night long. Number 12, formation, slay your business or you will get eliminated. Right? So I have this up in my house. This is a little miniature copy, and then we're going to mail you out the full-size copies, whoever wins today. So, what you doing?
Yeah, but just to piggyback off of that really quick, remember how we were just talking about like on candles so that someone else's candle can be lit? So whoever wins these 3, when she sends you the big one, take it and give it to someone else. Someone else can put it in their office, can put it in a frame. I mean, it's the size of a frame, so give it away. That in itself. We think of things, when you think of depositing into someone else, or you think of doing something to create a big impact, it doesn't have to be big. It can be really small. You can hug somebody and change their day. You can smile and change someone's day. You can say, I love you in a text message and change someone's day. We have to realize that everybody has a different love language. Everybody is stimulated differently. Some people through food, some people through smells. Some people are stimulated just by the presence of someone. Some people are stimulated by someone having someone's shoulder to lean on. You never know. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to do big things. You don't have to be anybody but who you are. Like she was saying, to piggyback off of God choosing you to be who you are. You were chosen to be who you were long before you got here. For so many years, I've been doing hair since I was 12 years old. For so many years, I would be like, God, why did you let her tell me that? Why did you let her expose that to me? Why did you let her bring that to me? That is too much. I don't want to know about her man. I don't want to know about her kids. I don't want to know about her. I don't. Oh, we got a couple stylists in here, y'all know. But I started to learn over the years that people weren't just telling me things just to tell me. They weren't telling me things just to be like, oh, I just want to tell you something just so you had some big information on me or just so you know my business. It was purpose in it. And my job was to make sure that when they left, they didn't just leave with their hair looking good, but they felt it on the inside. Because we all know that if you feel it on the inside, it will manifest itself in your life. So that being said, something as small as me being me, doing your hair, and I would be like, why you let me do your hair good the way you do? Not to my horn, I'm just saying, like, why you let me do your hair the way you do? These are questions that I would really ask God. And what the answer would be is because I need to draw the masses to you so that they can be delivered. And the only way to do that is for you to stand out in such a way that people will be like, I want to sit in her chair, I want to sit in her chair, I want to sit in her chair. To the point I'm like, I don't want you. I don't want to. But it's something about God.
Don't say that.
I want to, but I don't want to. There's something about God when He has a calling on your life that it doesn't feel like anything. And in the beginning of this year, it's a little person, but in the beginning of this year, I lost my uncle. And when I lost him, one of my great aunts came back around. Myself, my aunt was over there, my mother, we were all sitting at the table, and she was like, we need to talk. Now that this happened, I need to wake some things up inside of you. And Rashida, you put here to change lives. And I'm like, here we go. I just got off of work. I just want to, I'm being honest with y'all. I just didn't feel like it was something in my spirit that sit there. And that's another thing. Be obedient. You know how we're taught when we're kids, you have an intuition. Be obedient to what you feel on the inside. It doesn't matter what nobody else is saying. And the thing about when you feel something on the inside, a lot of people will disagree around you. She was like, Rashida, slow down. I was like, I got things to do, girl. But anyway, I say that to say my aunt was like, stop taking stuff home. When God tells you to do something or when He sends somebody to share something with you, you don't have to take it home. And so many times I felt like Sierra's my friend, Sharice's my friend. Oh my God, I need to make sure that I care for them so much. And it's like, yes, care for them and do what your job is, but then give it away. God gives us people so that we can give it back. So I say that to say, when I began to do that, I started to see things change not just in my life, but in the lives of people. And like she said, I thought she came into my life just to be my mentor. I didn't know that we would be doing this back and forth. A portion that I left out is, I asked her to be my mentor after the 30 days. Remember, the 30 days was just like a trial just to help me get where I was going. I said, can you be my mentor longer than that? I really think that we're connected and I think that we could go far together. I want you to be my mentor. The very first, now mind you, all of these things that happened was over the phone. I'm not kidding y'all. Even with Soraya. The first time I met Soraya, who was back here in person, is today. The first time I saw this building is today. The first time I came in this room is today. All of these things is nothing but God. I was walking by faith and not by sight. That is real. So I say that to say, I asked her that when we finally met up, she came to the salon. Of course, the day didn't go as planned. I'm like, oh my God, we heard to finish these clients. I'm going to be with you really quick. So anyway, when we finally got a chance to talk, she was like, I don't want you to be my client. I don't see that for us. I was like, what you say? You know, same thing she said, like, what you say? I'm not good enough to be your client. And she was like, no, I want you to be my master, my partner. I said, excuse me? What is that? What is the master, my partner? She was like, we going places together, and it's not about charging each other. So remember the idea about this, and the flyer said network over net worth. It's not always about the amount of money that you have. And so many times we're told, oh, you gotta have this amount of money, you gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta drive a certain car, you gotta live in a certain neighborhood, you have to be from a certain background, you have to have a certain degree. Well, God is showing me that me, myself is enough. I've been saying to her all my life, you yourself are enough. And that's for everybody in here. You don't need nothing extra. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to come with anything more than who you are and what you are. And if you can connect with the person beside you, that network will turn into your net worth. Everything, like I said, everything that she shared, everything that I'm sharing, and everything that you heard today is nothing but God connecting me with people. A lot of the things here, and I'm being completely honest, a lot of the things here I didn't even have to pay for because people was like, I love you so much. I want to support you so much that what can I do? I mean, people all over the place, people I don't even talk to, emailing me like, I don't have your phone number, but how can I help? How can I do this? How can I do that? I had a chance to make this event bigger than what it was. We had a chance to do press release, and I'm like, I want it to be small and intimate. Because this is about connecting with people in such a way that when y'all leave here, y'all gonna touch other people and feel the same way that I feel right now. This is mind-blowing to me. And it's something about my spirit that says that when y'all leave here, it's going to be a connect with your family, connect with the people that are around you. Don't be mad at the person that beside you at work. I'm telling you, I have witnessed people at work not like me, and those are the same people that are a blessing for me being where I am, whether it be good or bad. Every time it worked in my benefit. So try not to focus on where you are currently today. Try not to focus on what's going on around you, just like the song that she sang. One step at a time. It's not about knowing everything right now. I did not know how I was going to do this. I did not know if it was going to happen. I didn't know y'all was going to show up. I didn't. We didn't have tables until 10 minutes before they were supposed to be here at 8 a.m. So I didn't know, but I was trusting that this is what I was supposed to do. So God, if it's what I'm supposed to do, I'm giving it to you. And to some people, that's naive. To some people, it's like, you really believe God that much? And I'm like, yeah. What else do I believe? What else am I going to do? I don't have nothing else to believe but that. The only thing I can believe in is myself and God. And I remember saying to Kiara, it's not even so much about trusting you as a person, although I do trust her, although now we are friends. And that's another thing. The friends I thought was friends with 12 years of friendship. She's been in my life all the 3 months, if that as a whole, and the things that we talk to each other about blows my mind. And I feel like I can do that not because of who she is, but through who God is through us. So if you trust God, you have to trust everything that He's going to do around you, and you don't have to always try to figure it out. You don't have to know it all. All you have to know is that one day at a time, I'm taking one step at a time. One step at a time. I don't care if that step is like this. Do it. Because in that, you're making progress. And again, so many times we think that you have to do big things to make progress. It could be something as small as, like I said, me and her on the phone, like, I want to have this event, and she like, let's do it. That's something so small. And to somebody else, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years later, me, I'm like, I'm just doing it. But it's what I was supposed to do, when I was supposed to do it, with the right women that are here right now. That's all that matters. That's it. So right over there. Just right.
120365.
Give it to us.